And you talked earlier about the big catcher's mitt to handle the knuckleballer Wakefield. In fact, it was 38 years ago yesterday when the Orioles catcher Clint Courtney became the first catcher to use the big mitt. He was catching Hoyt Wilhelm in that game, and the mitt was 50% larger than the standard catcher's mitt. Nothing got by Courtney in that game. The Orioles beat the Yankees 3-2.
Yeah, that was Paul Richards was the manager of the Oriole club, and he had been a catcher, and he developed that large glove. They had to cut that down by the rules now.
Aaron Lewis leads it off for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning against David Wells. Lewis 2 for 2 tonight as we check out his last at bat in the 3rd as he singled up the middle.
Well, his last at bat, he's a very good high ball hitter. He has been one of those guys that hasn't hit for high average, but he can handle the ball up. You saw him force that ball out of his kitchen, so to speak, just force the ball through the middle.
He had been 0 for 11 against Wells coming in tonight, 3 for 3.
He's getting the chance to play regularly again. Now, he had been a regular outfielder for the Giants, tremendous defensive center fielder. But over the last couple of years, he's been in and out of the lineup. You get a guy that's a hard thrower who throws a fastball up in the strike zone. Darren Lewis can hit him.
In fact, Lewis holds the major league record for consecutive errorless games by a non-pitcher. He went 392 games without committing an error. And Lewis 3 for 3 tonight. 3 singles. He has 3 of Boston's 8 hits. Here's Valentine. And he takes ball 1 from Wells. 0 for 2 tonight. Only 6 of his last 39.
You know, Valentine's an interesting story. He wasn't very big when he came out of Seton Hall, where he played with Mo Vallone. He wasn't a power hitter, but has since become one. He's got an interesting stance. He kind of squats down before he hits.
And he hits this one in the air to left. Raines moving to his right on the edge of the warning track. One away. Here are the Red Sox 5th.
Well, I know we're playing at Yankee Stadium, but that ball in Fenway is up in that net. But Valentine is a guy, that's Tim Raines, of course, playing a tough left field here. This is a big left field. It's always been one of the tough left fields in all of baseball to play. Pretty stiff wind out there, and I'm not sure how it's playing. You look at the flags at Yankee Stadium, and sometimes they're blowing in one direction in the outfield, going another direction in the around the home plate area. As you can see right there, look at those flagpoles. One American flag's going to left field, the other is blown over toward right.
Omar Garcia-Parra swings and misses at strike 1. Singled his last time up, 1 for 2, and we mentioned earlier, Garcia-Parra said yesterday it still hurts when he throws. And so far today, no ground balls have gone his way over the first 4 innings. Lewis the runner on first, 1 out. In the 5th, Yankees leading at 5-1. They've averaged 7.2 runs per David Wells start so far this season. One of the reasons Wells has gone 6-1. You talk about run support. They've scored over 9 runs per game for David Cone, who is also 6-1 like Wells. Cone's ERA is 6. Yet the Yankees have scored over 9 runs per game.
It helps to have some runs. It makes you a pitcher that has a little cushion. And watching Garcia-Parra hit, he goes through this whole routine all the time with his gloves, mannerisms, and then, as we mentioned before, where he taps his toes on the ground. What that does, that's timing, and it gets his balance. See how it's forward and back, forward and back. And before you go to hit, you want to get your weight back, and this allows him to stay loose at the plate. Then he gets ready and is ready to hit.
Foul back, so the count remains 0-2.
The different hitters have different techniques of timing at the plate. Now, Jim Rice, who you're seeing right here, the hitting coach, he just flat out muscled as a hitter. I saw him check a swing one day, and the head of the bat broke right off the handle. He didn't even hit the ball. He was just checking the swing. And that was awesome. But what a good hitter and what a career he had for the Red Sox.
I want to see the ball.
Oh, man.
No balls, 2 strikes the count on Garcia-Parra. 1 away, 5th inning. And the runner going. Wells to first. And the throw rolls into left field. Aaron Lewis on his way to third.
Well, this is a mistake by Dale Swaim. Now remember, Swaim normally plays in the middle infield. He had been a shortstop in Milwaukee. He played second. He plays third. When you get a guy in a pickoff and you picked him off at first base, you got to step in the line a little bit. You got to step toward the grass so that you clear him when you throw the ball to second base. If you stay right where you caught the ball, now see the throw? The throw comes right into the runner. You've got to step into the infield and you got to throw overhand. You can't throw it sidearm because the ball will sink right back into the runner. Here's Dale. See, he takes it at first. Well, he did move into the infield, but he hit the runner with the ball because he threw it sidearm. And the ball tailed back in. So actually he did do it the right way, stepping up from first base.
Lewis credited with his 7th steal, and then an error charge to Swaim, allowing Lewis to move to third. Lewis was stranded on third base in the first inning. An 0-2 count on Garcia-Parra. 1 out, and now Al Clark, the home plate umpire, calls time with a couple of pieces of plastic blowing across the infield. And like the American flags, one blowing one way and the other piece of plastic blowing across. The 0-2 pitch, and Garcia-Parra strikes out. 5th strikeout for David Wells.
Now this is a fastball that David Wells challenges Garcia-Parra right in the middle of the plate. Actually, it's on the inner half of the plate, letter high, and he just threw it right by him.
2 outs for Mo Vaughn, who singled his first time up, and you see the 5 Ks. Vaughn, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. Wells struck out 11 in his perfect game 2 Sundays ago here at Yankee Stadium. He was awarded the key to the city by Mayor Giuliani.
You know, David's funny. Whenever I think about him, you know, he's a very unassuming guy. He says, I don't know how I did. He said, look at me in this uniform. He said, I pitch a perfect game. The son of a gun is a heck of a competitor. He's one of those guys you'd call a warrior. You know, he gets into it with his manager at times, but he comes to pitch. He might not prepare exactly the way everybody would like.
And he has certainly become a fan favorite here at Yankee Stadium. The numbers from his perfect game against the Minnesota Twins. And this is first home start since then. Beat the Red Sox at Fenway on Saturday. Wells ahead, no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the pitch to Vaughn. And he hits this one deep to right, no doubt about it. Home run number 14 for Mo Vaughn. And the 6th of his career against Wells. You mentioned, Jeff, 2 years ago, Vaughn hit 3 in one game against Wells, then a member of the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, this pitch was supposed to be inside, Kenny. We talked about in that 3-homer game that Mo hit a couple the other way. And normally the book on him is he can run the ball on his letters. Every hitter had ever lived. This ball was right on his letters, and he turned on that ball and hit a screaming line drive into that short right field porch. Watch where the pitch is. You see where Posada is set up inside. And this ball was inside. But Mo was just quick. Got the head of the bat out. Well, David knows that Mo Vaughn has done that to a lot of people. He's not the only one. But that was a pretty good pitcher's pitch, believe it or not. It sure didn't end up that way, but it pretty good hitting.
14th home run of the season for Vaughn, 2nd in 6 days against Wells, as Jim Leyritz, who homered in the 4th inning, falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Vaughn now lifetime, Jeff, against Wells, 22 of 47.
That's awful. So maybe they didn't pitch him in enough, but I remember doing that game, and he had pulled one to right field, and then the next 2 times up he hit the ball to left field. This guy has become some good hitter. I remember when he first came out of college and joined the Red Sox, and you just wanted to stay out of low and in. That's the only place he hurt you, in the strike zone. Now obviously he can handle the ball up and in. He can handle the ball up out over the plate. That's why he's a 300 hitter, and that's why he was an MVP one year. That's sometimes as a pitcher you just off you capture the hitter and say nice going.
The 0-2 to Leyritz. First base umpire John Hirschbeck says ball 1. A 5-3 New York Yankees lead. All three Red Sox runs coming on home runs. Leyritz in the fourth. Vaughn here in the fifth. And the 1-2 to Leyritz. Ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that was a good pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch. That's that cutter. That's a cut fastball that he ran in on Jim Leyritz's hands. The ball that Leyritz hit out for a home run was a breaking ball out over the plate that he went out and hooked and hit it over the Power Alley 399 left field fence here at Yankee Stadium. That last pitch was in on his hands, just the opposite place of the plate.
In the dirt, ball 3, so Wells was ahead 0-2. He's thrown 3 consecutive balls to Leyritz. 2 outs, 2 men in. 2 runs on 2 hits here in the fifth for the Red Sox. And the payoff pitch from Wells. Leyritz bouncing it foul down the first base line as he looked to lean away from it. And now heads over for a new bat.
That was a excuse me swing or a suicidal trying to save your face swing. I'm not sure which, but watch the ball. It's chasing him. It's coming in at him. Lifts his leg and it's fouling him in there. He's just fighting that ball off. I think if he misses that ball, that's liable to hit him right in the face. He has a very unorthodox stance. He pushes his weight back. He stiffens his front leg and sits way back on his back leg. And it means his hips are open to start with, so he's quick inside. But he had to be real quick on that one, or that was going right into one earlobe.
Ball 4, so Leyritz heads down to first. 4 consecutive balls. With the foul ball, of course, in between, but Wells was ahead of the count. No balls, 2 strikes. A 2-out walk. First walk in the game issued by Wells. Here's Troy O'Leary, who extended his hitting streak to 12 games with a second inning single. O'Leary 1 for 2. And the off-speed pitch, a called strike, 0-1.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me to think about Red Sox history. So many of the great Red Sox hitters were left-handed. And that's where the short left field porch is at Fenway. You'd think it'd be a right-hander would be a great hitter up there, but most of their, or a lot of their great hitters were left-handed. Ted Williams. And he was a pull hitter. Now you take a Wade Boggs who hit so many years up there, who would inside out the ball and hit some short fly balls off that porch. But Johnny Pesky, Carl Yastrzemski, you're talking about left-handers, Freddie Lynn, who were very successful at Fenway.
Again, Wells ahead 0-2. Yastrzemski jersey in the stands here at Yankee Stadium. Last pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
How about that?
Very brave fellow.
You're not kidding. Tell you, when I was coaching with the Yankees, my kids would wear Yankee uniforms up to Fenway, and they weren't real popular up there, and they were little kids, you know. So here's a guy walks in here with that. Maybe he's safe inside. I don't know about outside.
And the 1-2 hit deep to right on the warning track. The catch is made by O'Neill, and Wells finally works out of the 5th inning, but not before the Red Sox score 2 on the 14th home run of the season off the bat of Vaughn. Vaughn went deep in the top of the 5th inning. And now in the bottom of the 5th, Raines, Posada, and Soho for the Yankees. A 5-3 Yankees lead. Yankees lost their season opening series in Anaheim, and they have not lost a series since then. 15-0-3. They've gone 18 consecutive series without losing one of them. A record of 35-11 as Tim Raines lines out to the right fielder Darren Bragg. 1 out. You're in the bottom of the 5th.
That was amazing with that start the Yankees got. There was a lot of talk here in New York. Here they go again, because the Orioles jumped out to a great start. They were 10-2, and here the Yankees started off at 1-4, and people said, "Oh boy, here we go, same as last year." But obviously it has not been. And as I said earlier, this ball club, really, Kenny, it's not been like the whole team hitting at once, you know, like some teams do when they really get so hot. Each guy in the lineup has picked the other guys up at times, and that's a sign of an exceptional club.
Jorge Posada 1 for 2. Yankees leading the American League with a batting average of .299, actually tied with the Texas Rangers, tied for first, and they are also #1 in earned run average.
Well, that helps. You're not kidding when you're right at the top in those categories. And this Yankee team is a better defensive team now too, with Knobloch at second base. They're strong up the middle. Brocious came in. I think probably the two big surprises for the Yankees this year have got to be Brocious and Arabu, because nobody expected, or at least the Yankees didn't expect Brocious to be hitting the way he is.
And Posada at the plate right now, about a year ahead of schedule. They figured he would take over the catching chores from Joe Girardi next season. But Posada has done a terrific job this year. We talked about his work in the perfect game a week and a half ago. Posada making his 26th start tonight. Girardi has started 21 games. And the Yankees, we mentioned, 18 consecutive series without a loss. The Phillies over 2 seasons, 83 and 84, went 19 in a row. And you mentioned the Yankees started 1 and 4. And the Orioles won 10 of their first 12 games, but what a year it has been for the New York Yankees. Solid from top to bottom. Their general manager Brian Cashman says, if I can't improve the 25-man roster, I'll look for spots to improve the 40-man roster. Well, not much room for improvement on the 25.
Well, you're not kidding, but you always look. There might be somebody available, and in this day and age, you see a lot of movement if a club falls out of contention.
And Posada with a drive to right field, and this one is gone. 6th home run of the season for Posada. 6-3 Yankees.
I think if there's a term you can use about the Yankees, you can kind of, at least up to this point in the season, they're relentless. They just gave up 2 runs, and they come right back with another one, and it's somebody else in the lineup contributing, and it's Jorge Posada steps up right away and hits one out of here. This is a line drive. Watch this swing. Ball is low, and that ball right there is the foul ball. It pops foul. But the home run he hit was a screamer into the right field seats. It was a low line drive that just, we weren't sure it was going to get out of here.
And now Luis Sojo 1 for 2, scored a run in the 4th inning. Now 1-1. Posada with his 6th home run. 5 have been solo shots, and he had gone 11 games without a homer. Strawberry a solo homer in the 3rd inning, and now Posada in the 5th. Both teams with 2 home runs tonight. Vaughn and Leyritz for the Red Sox. 1-2.
And there's Jorge Posada feeling pretty good about this swing. Now, this is a home run swing here. Ball right in the middle of the plate. Look at that nice looking swing. And he's jogging down there. That ball, you weren't sure that thing was going to be high enough to be out of here, but obviously it felt like it to him.
And the 1-2. Slice to right. Bragg's got it. 2 away. And it's time for another Fox Sportsnet game break. Braves and the Expos in Montreal. 2nd inning. Ryan Klesko hits his 8th home run of the season to right field. And the Braves now leading at 4-1 in the 6th inning. Dennis Martinez, El Presidente, on the mound for the Braves. Should he win tonight, he would tie Juan Marichal for most wins by a Latin-born pitcher with 243. Braves out to a 4-1 lead. As Dale Swain takes strike 1 with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Boy, it's amazing, isn't it? Dennis Martinez, how he stayed around and made comebacks, you know, when everybody thought he was finished. There's another one of those foul balls. They foul off that front leg. When that ball is inside, either off-speed pitch, fastball low and in, or a breaking ball, a lot of hitters tend to foul it off their front foot, front leg. And Well, that can sting. But we were talking about Dennis Martinez. Of course, Dennis pitched a perfect game a few years back against the Dodgers. But after several years with the Orioles, looked like his career was over. Ended up surfacing with the Expos.
Check swing, and third base umpire Jim Joyce says ball one. Swaim 1 for 2. Singled in the second inning against Wakefield. John Wasden on in relief. Wakefield lasted only 3 1/3. 2-2. Wakefield allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 of the 5 earned. He walked 4. Very un-Tim Wakefield-like. Struck out 2, allowed the 1 home run, and threw 1 wild pitch, his first of the season. There's Chuck Knobloch on deck, who doubled twice against Wakefield and has scored 2 of the Yankees' 6 runs. The 2-2 to Swaim, and he pops it up. Foul territory. Varitek throws the mask, and that retires the Yankees in the 5th, but not before they score another run. The 6th home run of the season off the bat of catcher Jorge Posada. Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Canon. So advanced, it's simple. Bottom of the order for the Boston Red Sox in the 6th inning against David Wells, who's allowed 3 runs on 9 hits over the first 5. And a ground ball. Jeter makes the nice play at short, fires across to retire Benjamin.
Wow, this is a sensational play. This kid can flat out play. He is you're starting to see actually the maturing of a young superstar before this is over. Before his career is over. This is a tremendous play. This is pure athletic ability, and to throw a strike across the infield, almost stumbling after he catches the ball. Watch how he throws it with a wide open body position. Ooh, what talent.
1 away. Here's Darren Bragg, 1 for 2, doubled his last time up in the 4th inning, and takes a strike from Wells. 0-1.
David Wells really likes that quick out because he had 97 pitches coming into this inning. That's a lot of pitches through 5 innings.
Curveball in for strike 2, 0-2. Ramiro Mendoza lasted only 3 innings last night, the Yankees starter. Prior to last night, starters had gone 15 straight games pitching 6 or more innings. And a bullet foul back behind third base. 0-2. Yankee starters on the season 25-7.
You know, it's amazing. You can be doing that and be very successful, and all of a sudden have a starter knocked out early, and you can blow a bullpen out in one day. If you have a game like the Yankees had last night at Comiskey Park in Chicago, they just went right through their bullpen.
In the dirt, 1-2. Yankees without one of their 6 relievers tonight. Jeff Nelson serving the first of his 2-game suspension. And they made a roster move. They called up right-handed relief man Todd Erdos from Columbus and designated Willie Banks for assignment. So the Yankees with 5 pitchers available in the bullpen tonight. Red Sox made 2 roster moves. We'll tell you about those in just a moment. As Bragg flies out to the center fielder, Bernie Williams, 2 away. In the top of the 6th, David Wells, 2 Sundays ago against the Minnesota Twins. Perfection.
Popped up right field near the line.
Paul O'Neill makes the catch. Ron Cooper, the final out. The 15th perfect game in Major League history. Second by a Yankee, Don Larson, and the story has been chronicled over the last week and a half. Went to the same high school, Point Loma in San Diego, as David Wells, as Varitek singles into left. What are the odds on that? The only 2 Yankee pitchers in history to throw a perfect game went to the same high school. And Joe Torre was at both games. As a 16-year-old, he was in the stands during the 1956 World Series. He said he had a better view of the final act in the Larson perfect game up in the stands than he did when Paul O'Neill made the catch in the right field corner in Wells' perfect game.
Sure, that's true. You can't see the right fielder in the corner here.
Runner going. Here's the throw from Posada, and they nail Varitek. Perfect throw from Jorge Posada, who homered in the bottom of the 5th and throws out Varitek trying to steal here in the 6th. Yankees 6, Red Sox 3. Jeff, you missing any Red Sox?
Well, look at this. I don't know. Yankee fans are innovative. The Red Sox are trying to be innovative too. I can't believe they're running a catcher in a situation like this with 2 outs, 3 runs down. They just help the pitcher out who's getting up in pitch count. There's a beautiful throw by Posada. The only thing I can guess is that they're don't think they're going to run it all, and figure they're catching the Yankees sleeping. That's all I can figure. That just is a very strange play.
Bottom of the 6th and the top of the order for the Yankees. Chuck Knobloch, who has doubled twice tonight against Wakefield, facing Wasden for the first time. Wasden replaced Wakefield after 3 1/3. And he's allowed the solo homer by Posada in the Yankees' 5th. 6-3 Yankees lead, and they've now scored 60 runs in their last 6 games, including tonight.
Well, Chuck Knobloch has been a big part of that. Look at his hit zone. He loves the ball down in the zone all across the plate, and that one ball that's up in the middle of the plate is the one he hit down the left field line before. He's lowered his hands a little bit. He originally lays his bat back toward the catcher, but he had his hands a little higher before. Now he looks a little more relaxed with his hands lower. And you know, to George Steinbrenner's credit, he was quoted earlier in the year when Knobloch, maybe a couple weeks ago, Knobloch was struggling and his batting average was low. He said, "I'm not worried about this kid. He's been an all-star for a long time. I know he's going to hit." That's nice coming from the owner.
He's 12 for his last 29. And the 2-1 pitch, foul down the left field line, 2-2.
He does something that's very interesting. A lot of hitters tend to choke the bat with their top hand. They get it way in the hand. They really want to hit so badly they're almost choking the sawdust out. You can take a look at the top hand. See his top hand? His thumb isn't even wrapped around the bat. He's relaxed so much. He lays the bat back in his hand, a little like Rod Carew did, hitting left-handed. But his left thumb, or actually, it's his right thumb, the top hand, is not closed around the bat. So that means that bat is laying very, very gently in his hand. So his hands will be very quick.
Carew, Knobloch must be a Minnesota thing.
Yeah, maybe. See his thumb off top of the bat.
Grounder to the second baseman Benjamin, and he throws out Knobloch. Knobloch now 2 for 3. 1 away in the 6th.
From this angle, you take a look and you can see the thumb sitting up in the air, and by the way he holds the bat in his hands are very relaxed. He doesn't choke the bat. It makes his hands much quicker. That's a unique batting stance. You don't see a lot of guys have the head of the bat laying back toward the catcher.
1 out. Here's Derek Jeter, who walked his last time up. 0 for 2. Low away, ball 1. Joe Torre, quoted earlier this week, said that Jeter would be his selection for team MVP.
Did he really? I guess managers and former managers with the initials JT think alike.
That's it. Former Met managers with the initials JT.
That's true. There are a lot of former Met managers.
Not many with the initials JT.
No, you're right. This kid is a good-looking player. You know, it's so neat. We were talking on Fox last week about Jeter and Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop with Seattle, how they compete. They're almost the same size, almost about the same age, and they're very close friends. And the both of them are going to be all-stars together.
They also stay with each other whenever the Yankees play in Seattle or the Mariners play here in New York.
This kid is great. He is so popular in New York to begin with. I mean, his talent is obvious, but he hasn't changed since he got here. Now you can see what he does in scoring runs. He can run. The triples show that. Multi-hit games, 7th in the American League. This guy is in 6 offensive categories in the top 10 in the American League. In the meantime, he's only got 2 errors defensively. He can do it all.
And we saw what he could do with the glove in the top half of this 6th inning. It's either one guy happy to see Wakefield out.
Yeah. There are 2 guys. Veritek's another one. I mean, he hated to see him go that way, but makes it a lot easier catching without that ball dancing around. And it's awful. You know, I joke about it, being a former catcher catching knuckleballs, but that is awful. Veritek, any catcher is tough, but at Yankee Stadium with the ball dancing and you're young.
And the 2-2 pitch sliced to right. On the run is Bragg, and he makes the catch.
That was a nice catch by Bragg, and I guarantee you Joe Torre in the Yankee dugout didn't see that either.
So 2 away here in the 6th inning. This Saturday night, FX Baseball Saturday night. Mark McGwire and the Cardinals take on the Padres. 8:30 Eastern. Check that, 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific on FX Baseball Saturday night. I will be joined again in San Diego by former Yankees catcher Rick Cerone.
Another former Seton Hall guy.
Along with Valentin and Mo Vaughn. And O'Neill drills this one to right field, and it's a fair ball off the wall. And the relay throw by Bragg, so O'Neill held to a long single.
Center fielder, Bernie Williams.
Paul O'Neill hits that. That ball's right in the middle of the plate, and he pulls it. He's got a little way of tapping his right toe. That's his lead toe. Now he pulls that ball in the middle of the plate down the right field line this time. His first time up, he took the ball in the middle of the plate and hit the ball to left center field. That's what makes him so dangerous.
Second hit of the evening for O'Neill. 2-out single. Here's Bernie Williams, who has walked twice tonight. Also struck out back in the 3rd inning. Yankees have scored in every inning but the 2nd. Leading up to the 6th, bottom 6. Yankees 6 and the Red Sox 3. Red Sox 3 runs on 10 hits. Yankees 6 runs on 9. First of an 11-game homestand for the Yankees. Now back 1-1.
You wonder how much the change in speeds affects some hitters, because you had Tim Wakefield, a knuckleballer, throwing anywhere from 68 to 72. Now in comes Wasden throwing a couple fastballs over 90, and you can see why some of these balls are fouled back. You know, it's a real contrast. I remember one year here I was coaching with the Yankees, and we had Phil Niekro as a starter the couple years he was here with the Yankees, and we had young Jose Rijo who would relieve him, throwing in the mid-90s after Knucksy would leave the game.
O'Neill the runner on at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Bernie Williams with 2 outs in the 6th. And a good play by Veritek. Now 2-1.
Very good play. That was textbook, the way he blocked that on both legs and closed up the hole and fielded the ball with his head down and then got up holding the runner. Those are the little plays that go unnoticed a lot of times. They certainly are not marked in the scorebook, but if he doesn't stop that ball and it gets either past him or off him, you've got a runner in scoring position.
And they're certainly not unnoticed by former catchers.
No, or by managers or pitchers. The pitching staff notices those things.
2-1 from Wasden, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, has Bernie Williams developed. You can see him from the left side. He's was originally a right-handed hitter when he started switch hitting, and look how strong he is on the left side of the plate. There are only two what you might call cold spots, low and in, where most people have trouble with breaking balls. Slow right down at your feet, or the ball on the outside part of the plate, but he covers the plate well, both sides of the plate.
Two, and Wasden misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 6th. Paul O'Neill, the runner on at first base for the Yankees, who lead the Red Sox 6-3. First of a 4-game set. David Cohn, Derek Lowe tomorrow. Arabo and Saberhagen Saturday. Andy Pettit and Pedro Martinez, who missed the Yankees at Fenway last weekend. The pitching matchup on Sunday afternoon. O'Neill on the move, and a slow roller back to the pitcher Wasden, and he throws out Williams. 6 innings complete from Yankee Stadium, and a 6-3 Yankees lead over the Red Sox. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Top of the 7th inning, Yankees with a 6-3 lead over the Red Sox, and Darren Lewis 3 for 3 tonight, leads it off against David Wells. Wells has allowed 10 Red Sox base hits, 3 runs. The Yankees have scored 6 for David Wells. They are averaging over 7 runs per David Wells start. And Lewis, who had been 0 for 11 against Wells, 3 hits tonight. He scored a run in the 5th inning. Lewis, Valentin, and Garcia Parra for the Red Sox here in the 7th. And Wells falls behind 2-0.
Well, we were talking earlier about Darren Lewis has done a nice job for the Red Sox this year. He's added that dimension of speed and good defensive center field play. If they keep pitching him up in the strike zone with fastballs, he'll keep hitting them. That's where he can hit the ball best.
Strike called. 2-1. We mentioned earlier the Red Sox made a couple of roster moves today. Garcia Parra, of course, reinstated from the disabled list. And they also recalled left-handed pitcher Brian Barkley from Pawtucket. Here's the 2-1 from Wells. Now 3-1. And the Red Sox sent down infielder Keith Johns, as well as right-handed pitcher Joe Hudson, who was just recalled on Tuesday. And the Yankees recalled Todd Erdos, who is warming up in the bullpen right now. And they designated Willie Banks for assignment. The 3-1 pitch, called strike 2, full count. Hit in the air to center. Ernie Williams pulls it in. 1 away. Jeff, next week on Baseball Thursday, Mark McGwire with his 25 home runs. And the St. Louis Cardinals take on the New York Dodgers. Some of you will say the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net. Here's John Valentin. Takes a call, strike 1. Valentin 0 for 3 tonight. 1 out in the top of the 7th. We mentioned Willie Banks, the relief pitcher who was designated for assignment by the Yankees earlier today. He and Valentin, teammates in high school, St. Anthony's in Jersey City. Valentin 2 years ahead of Banks. Great basketball teams at St. Anthony's, coached by Bob Hurley Sr. O'Neill in the corner and right. He's got it.
Now that's a tough corner to play, but Paul O'Neill really knows how to play this right field. Played there for so many years now. That's kind of tough when you come into that corner in a hurry. Because it's so short out there, you come toward the wall as it meets it. You can see he knows right where he is on that warning track and near that foul line.
So here's Garcia Parra with 2 outs in the 7th. Nomar 1 for 3 tonight. And if Wells retires Garciaparra here, it would be the first half inning without a base hit. Both the Red Sox and the Yankees have at least one hit in each of the 6 innings. 1-1.
You know, it's interesting. I heard word around the ballpark here today that the Yankees play longer games. A lot of the media have talked about it. Well, there's a reason why they play longer games. They score a lot of runs. They work the pitchers into deep counts. It's not what their pitchers are doing.
Line drive caught by Jeter. A 1-2-3 inning for David Wells. 7th inning stretch time. 6-3 Yankees. Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Canon. So advanced, it's simple. And by 10-10-3-2-1. New number, same great savings. Kenny Albert along with Jeff Torborg back in Yankee Stadium. A warm evening, as you can see. Although we will keep our shirts on here in the booth. Bottom of the 7th. And the new pitcher for the Red Sox against the Yankees, and bench coach Don Zimmer, former Boston manager, making his major league debut. 22-year-old Brian Barkley, recalled earlier today. Barkley drafted in the 5th round back in 1994. So far this season, a record of 3 up and 4 down with Pawtucket. Pitched the last 2 years with Double-A Trenton. So Brian Barkley will make his major league debut. He's 3rd in the International League in earned run average at 2.87. Record of 3 and 4. He was a starter in AAA this year. 9 starts. Did not make any relief appearances. And there's a former relief pitcher, now a starter, David Wells.
How about making your major league appearance at Yankee Stadium against Darryl Strawberry?
Darryl Strawberry, who homered in the 3rd inning against Red Sox starter Tim Wakefield. Barkley out of Waco, Texas. 1-1. 8th home run of the season for Darryl Strawberry back in the 3rd inning. I'm sure Barkley has watched the Yankees, the powerful Yankees, over the last 2 seasons playing at Trenton.
He also was in the bullpen with the angle watching that thing go over the 3rd deck.
Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good way to do it. If you bring somebody up, get them into a game if you can, get the butterflies out, let them realize that these guys are only human at the major league level.
And Strawberry fouls it back, so the count remains 2-2. Darryl leading off the Yankees 7th with a 6-3 lead over the Red Sox.
You know, as a manager or coach, when we brought somebody to the big leagues, we tried to get him in the game as quickly as we could.
Count 3-2.
Well, now he's in a situation, you better be careful. This is where a power hitter like Strawberry sits on the fastball. He says he's going to throw a fastball here. I'm going to get the head of the bat out here.
And Barkley walks the first major league batter he faces. So Darryl Strawberry heads down to first base. A leadoff walk in the 7th. Now it's Tim Raines' turn. Raines 0 for 2 with a walk. Strawberry, the runner on first against 22-year-old left-hander Brian Barkley in his major league debut. The 3rd Red Sox pitcher, Tim Wakefield, went 3 1/3. John Wasden 2 2/3, and Raines hits this one in the air to center. The catch is made by Lewis. 1 away, the Yankees 7th.
Tim Raines, of course, turned around to hit right hand and hit that ball a long way, but there is a lot of ground in center field in Yankee Stadium. And Darren Lewis just loped after that ball, but Tim Raines, one of the 4 switch hitters in the lineup for the Yankees tonight. makes it tough on opposing managers when you're moving left or right if you're trying to set up your left against left or right against right matchups.
So with one away, here's Jorge Posada, who homered his last time up against John Wasden. The line on Wasden, 2 2/3. Allowed 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1. And the 1 run, of course, the home run hit by Posada. Inside for ball 1. Yankees 6 and the Red Sox 3. Yankees scored 2 in the first inning. Paul O'Neill with an RBI double. Strawberry a solo homer in the 3rd. 2 more runs in the 4th thanks to a wild pitch and a pass ball. And then Posada homered in the 5th. This time he pops out to the 3rd baseman Valentin. 2 away in the 7th. Strawberry remains on at first.
When you look at this Red Sox team and the start they got this year, we talked about the strength they got early part of the season, I should say, in April, and they got good starting pitching. Well, now the starting pitching is scuffling, but their bullpen is good. Got a good closer now in Tom Gordon, and the setup man happens to be Dennis Eckersley, who's on the way to the Hall of Fame. But you've got guys that come out of the bullpen for them. They have nice balance. They've done a good job.
Here's Luis Sojo, 1 for 3, and he takes strike 1. Red Sox 5th in the American League in earned run average. Just under 4.4. But it has been their starters who have struggled over the last 4 games. Strawberry was going, and Sojo fouls it into the stands back behind first base, 0-2.
Sojo has this approach to hitting. They call it the Bible approach. Thou shalt not pass. That ball is coming to the plate. He's up there. He walks around in the box. His left side comes open sometimes, and he just swings the bat and hits to right field. So why not put something on? You know, if you knowing he's going to be up there whacking away, you'll try anything. Good guy to have on the ball club. Aggressive hitter.
The 0-2 fouled off down the 3rd baseline, rolls into the Red Sox dugout as Varitek heads out to chat with Barkley.
He's laughing at himself for some of the swings he's taken at some pitches. Willie Randolph, of course, the 3rd base coach, former Yankee captain. What an honor that was to be a captain of the Yankees. What a player he was. Excellent second baseman.
How many Red Sox Yankees games has Willie been involved in?
Oh boy, a lot, and a lot of tough battles. We were talking about that fisticuffs that erupted against the Orioles, and he got talking about a bad one the Yankees and the Red Sox had years ago.
1976.
Yeah, when Bill Lee got hurt in the fight.
Greg Nettles.
Red Sox pitcher Greg Nettles, yeah. Thurman Munson got tangled up with somebody at the plate. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was Fisk, but there was a mess at the plate, and those 2 teams really went at it, or these 2 teams, I should say.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch from Barkley. Sojo hits it in the air, shallow center. Catch is made by Lewis. So Barkley walks the leadoff man Strawberry in his major league debut, and then retires 3 in a row. 7 innings complete from Yankee Stadium.
We get up.
The view from the Brooklyn Bridge as we welcome you back to Yankee Stadium. We head to the 8th, and the new pitcher for the Yankees, Mike Stanton, in relief of David Wells. Stanton spent parts of 2 seasons with the Red Sox, finished up in '95 with Boston, and pitched in the divisional series with the Red Sox against the Cleveland Indians, and then traded midway through the '96 season to the Texas Rangers. This is 2nd year with the Yankees. So Stanton with a record of 3-0, 4 saves in relief of Wells here in the 8th. And we would like to remind you the NHL on Fox continues this Sunday afternoon. Game 4 between the Dallas Stars and the Detroit Red Wings. Series tied at 1. Western Conference Finals, 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific this Sunday on Fox, and you can follow the Fox tracks to see who will win hockey's ultimate prize this Sunday. So a big weekend on Fox Sports with regional baseball coverage beginning on Saturday, including the Yankees and the Red Sox, and then the Stanley Cup playoffs continue on Sunday. The Detroit Red Wings and the Dallas Stars. 8th inning from Yankee Stadium. Not only do we have a new pitcher, but a new left fielder as well, as Chad Curtis replaces Tim Raines.
Well, that's strictly a defensive move. Chad Curtis really a center fielder. Tim Raines bothered by tender legs and doesn't have the kind of arm that Curtis has. So when you put Curtis in the outfield now, it's like you got two center fielders out there. But Tim Raines has done a great job for this Yankee club since coming over from the White Sox.
And the first batter Stanton will face here in the top of the 8th, Mo Vaughn, who homered his last time up, his 6th career home run against David Wells. Let's take a look. 5th inning with 2 outs, and Darren Lewis on at second. Mo Vaughn, home run number 14. How about Stanton? He's been to the playoffs every year since '91, except of course the strike year in '94, '91, '92, and '93 with the Braves, '95 with the Red Sox, '96 Texas, '97 with the Yankees. 6 consecutive years in the postseason. Foul tip. So Vaughn stays alive at 0-2.
Well, when you think about that, he's more than a good luck charm. He's had a lot to do with it. You know, he's the kind of guy that really helps a bullpen. Back in '93, he saved 27 games for the Braves. So he's a guy that's been pitched out of a lot of roles in that bullpen and has experience, and he's left-handed, and he's got a good live arm. Comes to the Yankees last year, he was 6-1. His earned run average was .257. So this year, when they needed a closer because Rivera was hurt, Stanton stepped it up and saved 4 games. This guy is a good pitcher.
He strikes out Vaughn. 1 out here in the 8th. Although Stanton did blow a save in Boston on Friday night. He allowed the game-winning 2-run single off the bat of Darren Bragg, but he comes back tonight and strikes out Vaughn.
They got ahead of him and threw it hard, and I think it might have been Cutter low and away after getting ahead of him 2 strikes, and he made sure he kept the ball away from him. Obviously he was watching the one that Vaughn crushed off of David Wells in the inside part of the plate. They weren't messing around in there again.
Jim Leyritz fouls off the first pitch from Stanton. Leyritz homered in the 4th. He was also called out on strikes and walked. 1 for 2. Top of the 8th inning, 1 away. First of a 4-game set here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees on top 6-3. Now back 0-2. And it was Leyritz back in the 4th inning who hit his 8th home run of the season off David Wells. The mixed reaction from the crowd here at Yankee Stadium. Leyritz a fan favorite during his 7 seasons in New York. 9 away, 1-2.
Yeah, it's interesting how the Yankee fans really grab hold of a guy, especially Leyritz is like the underdog. You know, he didn't play regularly. He alternated while he was here one way or another with either Mike Stanley or different positions on the field. And of course, I mentioned to you how he missed that ball in Comiskey Park playing left field back in 1990, and what it turned out to be a no-hitter for Andy Hawkins through 8 innings, and he lost the game.
But could he do that?
I don't know, but this guy's working hard to get that baseball.
With some help. And it gets through into right field. Second hit of the game for Leyritz. So the Red Sox with a base runner, 1 away. For Troy O'Leary. O'Leary 1 for 3. Singled his first time up. Manager Jimmy Williams and Jeff, our research staff, did some extensive work earlier today. And they tell us that Jimmy Williams, in his first major league at bat, was struck out by Sandy Koufax April 26th, 1966. You were there, but you were not behind the plate. Johnny Roseboro started that day. Williams with the St. Louis Cardinals, the pitching matchup, Koufax and Gibson. At Dodger Stadium, a 4-2 Dodgers victory. Jimmy Williams' first major league at bat. He struck out. One and one.
I'm glad I wasn't catching it. If Gibson was pitching against this, Johnny Roseboro, of course, was a left-handed hitter, and we platooned for a couple of years there with the Dodgers. What a matchup. How about that? 2 Hall of Famers.
And then Williams picked up his first major league hit against Juan Marichal. Jimmy played 14 games over 2 seasons with the Cardinals as O'Leary tips it foul.
You know, that was a good play. You see that? You just watch Posada let that ball go. He's going to see with a batter standing in the batter's box, hoping maybe that hits the plate and goes back onto the field fair, you know, into a fair territory. So he didn't pick it up. That's a bright play.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Leyritz the runner on first. 1 out, top of the 8th inning. Stanton in relief of Wells. 2-2.
Jimmy Williams has really done a nice job in Boston. He struggled last year. The club they'd lost Roger Clemens. They had no anchor in their starting staff, and of course they went out and spent all that money this year on Pedro Martinez, and he has been very, very good for him, and that picks up the rest of the club, the rest of the rotation.
And this is a fair ball down the left field line. Leyritz heading towards third. Somebody touched it in the stand, so it's a ground rule double. And the Red Sox with 2 men on and only 1 out.
Oh, we were talking before about playoff hockey. There's always a playoff atmosphere when these 2 teams get together, either here at Fenway. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Mel Stottlemyre, the Yankee pitching coach, is going out now, but here's the replay. This is a pretty good piece of hitting. This ball's low and away, and look at O'Leary just place this ball on a line like a tennis player would. Ball hops up and a fan grabs it, fan interference, or at least hits it. So you can see the signal by the umpire at third base. That's fan interference. So the home plate umpire then places the runners where he thinks the runners should be.
Second hit of the game for Troy O'Leary. Yankee pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre out to chat with Stanton. Mariano Rivera warming up in the Yankee bullpen.
Jimmy Williams is going out just to ask what happened there. He can't see the play from the dugout, so he was looking at Wendell Kim, his third base coach, seeing what kind of reaction is. So he's going out to ask Jim Joyce what happened, because you can't see the lines here from the dugouts. This is where the eye in the sky began at Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees put a coach up in the booth to tell the dugout what's going on down in the corners and how to set the defense.
Stanton struck out Vaughn leading off the 8th. Leyritz singled, O'Leary doubled. 2 men on. Mike Benjamin 0 for 3 tonight. And Benjamin hits the first pitch into shallow right. O'Neill did not get a good jump on it, but he makes the catch. A diving catch in right.
Wow. This was a tremendous play by O'Neill making this catch, but this was not a good base running move by Leyritz at third base. When you're at third base, unless you're in a situation like this with only 1 out, you tag up. But here's O'Neill making a real nice play. Of course, he really jammed his knee into the ground. This is an outstanding play. This is one of those things you worry about, also breaking a wrist if your hand grabs into the grass. But as O'Neill is doing this, Leyritz is halfway up the line. He's got to be tagging up. If the ball falls in, he can almost jog home. If the ball's caught, he's got to be able to tag up and possibly score. If he doesn't score, he can stop. But you can't do anything when you're stuck in the middle of between home and third.
And Mike Benjamin, the victim of some outstanding defense. He was robbed by Derek Jeter in the 6th. And now the terrific play made by O'Neill here in the 8th inning. So 2 away with runners on second and third. Aaron Bragg 1 for 3 tonight.
Aaron Bragg.
Red Sox 1 for 6 with men in scoring position. They've left 6 runners on, including 2 in the first inning and 2 more in the third.
Stanton has a good hard breaking ball. It was a pretty good piece of hitting. In fact, it was more than pretty good. It was a very good piece of hitting by a left-hander, Troy O'Leary, to paint the left field foul line with one of those hard breaking balls low and away. But Stanton has got good hard breaking stuff tonight and should be very effective against left-handers.
Bragg 1 for 3 with a double. Leyritz the runner on third, O'Leary on second. 2 outs. Off-speed pitch. Misses for ball 1. 1-1.
Well, that was a big curveball he missed with, and you can see Bragg's hit zone. He likes the ball in the middle of the plate, but he also can reach that ball that's up and out over. We said many times the left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher too becomes more of a high ball hitter. That ball in the middle out over is the one that Bragg will hit. If Mike Stanton doesn't get his breaking ball down and away, that's the pitch he'll hit. Those hit zones are great because they give you quick flash reference. Major League ball clubs use those for their pitchers and catchers. Take a look at it. Don't talk too much. Don't get them confused. Just look at those hit zones and it tells you right away the areas you want to stay out of. And that last pitch was in that cold zone down and away to Bragg.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 8th. Stanton's pitch fouled back.
Jorge Posada is using a sequence set of signs right now with a runner at second base. And not having seen him enough, I think he's using the second sign. In other words, he's pre-designed with Mike Stanton what pitch will count when he goes through these signs. And take a look at him again, and I think they're using the second set. The reason you do that, you got a runner sitting at second base. He can look right in, so you've got to give a sequence of signs. Changeup 3. I think it's a slider. 3 would be the second pitch. I think going a long way.
Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Mike Stanton. The Red Sox leave 2 on in the 8th as we take one more look.
Legs.
6-3 Yankees as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Time now for our American Century Mutual Funds Play of the Century. He's called the Rocket. Roger Clemens, 4-time Cy Young Award winner and the only pitcher to strike out 20 batters in a 9-inning game twice. First in 1986 against the Mariners, 10 years later against the Tigers. Now with the Toronto Blue Jays, Roger is tied with Cy Young for the Boston Red Sox record, 38 career shutouts. 20 strikeouts twice as Dale Swaim hits the first pitch in the 8th inning to the center fielder Darren Lewis. So Brian Barkley has retired 4 in a row following the leadoff walk to Strawberry in the 7th. And Kerry Wood, of course, earlier this season, the Cubs rookie against the Houston Astros. Fan 20. What an afternoon this was at Wrigley.
I watched that game on television. That was just tremendous. Boy, you talk about a mismatch that day with a kid pitching.
One away in the 8th. Chuck Knobloch 2 for 3. He scored 2 of the Yankee runs. Kerry Wood with the 20 strikeout game against Houston. Clemens has done it twice. Randy Johnson twice struck out 19. David Cohn of the Yankees, of course, he was not with the Yankees back in '91. Called strike 2-1. That was in Philadelphia.
Last day of the season. You know, you look at that list and you look at how many of those pitchers are big guys, big, strong guys. Carlton was real big. Clemens is real big. Kerry Wood, the young kid we're talking about, is very big. David Cohn's the only guy who's about 6 feet, 190 pounds, but you got big, strong legs, good power pitchers. Randy Johnson, what's he, 6'11", 6'10"?
with his third base hit of the game, singles to right. And when you talk about the big stories in baseball this year, as we check out David Cohn, who struck out 19 with the Mets in '91. Mark McGwire, of course, has to be the top story with his 25 home runs. But the two pitching performances, Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game and the perfect game pitched by David Wells against the Minnesota Twins.
Yes. And you know, it's interesting. We were talking about size of players. Well, David Wells is a big guy, but Mark McGwire is just unbelievable with the weight training. You're seeing guys now much bigger than they used to be. I think I looked back and saw that in 1965 there were only 3 players in Major League Baseball who were over 230 pounds.
Derek Jeter takes a called strike. Jeter 0 for 3 tonight. With Knobloch on at first, 1 out. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees looking to make it 17-3 here at Yankee Stadium. They also have the best road record in Major League Baseball, 19-8. They've won 4 of their last 5, 9 of 11, 12 of 16. Jeter fouls it off, 0-2.
Kenny, this is a situation Knobloch's trying to run. He was just at this particular point, and as you see the hit zone for Jeter. Now, Jeter likes to inside out the ball most of the time, but he's stronger this year. That's why he's got more home runs. He can pull the ball on the inside, but he gets inside the ball well. Knobloch at first base almost broke on that last pitch. He was trying to get a read. He doesn't know this young pitcher, but he's trying to get a read at first. He didn't even get very far off there, but he almost got a walking lead, meaning that the pitcher didn't stop him on the pitch before the last one, or before the throw over, I should say.
And the 0-2 from Barkley. Jeter with a base hit into left. His first hit of the game. And the Yankees with runners on first and second. And time for another Fox Sports Net game break. 8th inning in Montreal. Braves leading 5-4, and Mark Grudzielanek singles to center off Brian Edmondson, scoring Vladimir Guerrero. Braves and the Expos now tied at 5 in the bottom of the 8th. A no decision for Dennis Martinez against his former club, one of his former clubs, the Montreal Expos. Paul O'Neill 2 for 4. Takes strike 1. O'Neill doubled in a run in the first, singled his last time up. Consecutive base hits by Knobloch and Jeter, the top of the Yankee order, against Brian Barkley in his major league debut. 22-year-old left-hander out of Waco, Texas. Curve misses for a ball, 1-1.
You know, I'm watching O'Neill. When Paul O'Neill was with Cincinnati, he struggled against left-handed pitchers. His average when he came to the Yankees was .218 against left-handed pitching. When he came to the Yankees, Buck Showalter, at that time the manager of the Yankees, used him very carefully against particular left-handers, and they changed his approach a little bit to hitting, and then he started to hit left-handers.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And that really made him a better hitter. I really believe that, because we talked earlier about how he uses the whole field. You can see his hit zone. He handles the ball from the middle in and also out over. That one out over is the one against left-handers that normally is the breaking ball going away from him. But he learned to use the whole field, and that's why he's become such a hitter here with the Yankees.
Both runners going. No throw from Varitek.
This will happen with good base runners on and a left-handed pitcher on the mound. One of the easiest bases to steal, from what I've heard from great base stealers, especially from Maury Wills, was if you have a left-handed pitcher on the mound, you're at second base, he has a tough time seeing you and doesn't pay attention enough, and you can steal third base easily, and that's what happened there without a throw.
13th steal for Jeter. Knobloch has 12. And the 3-1 to O'Neill. Reached out for it. And 3 Red Sox in pursuit, but it bounces into the stands.
Now this is a tough play. You're running. This field is crowned a little bit, and you're kind of running downhill toward the stands there. There's not a lot of room. So it's a very tough play for the third baseman. You see Valentin trying to look up, and he knows he's getting close to the stands. And that ball, because it's off a left-hander's bat, is kind of hooking away. And I'm sure people were talking to him over there, and not so gently. I don't think they were the people from Jersey City that he probably left tickets for.
The payoff pitch, and O'Neill with a liner to right. The catch is made by Bragg. Here comes Knobloch. He scores the Yankees' 7th run. Sacrifice fly, Paul O'Neill, his second RBI of the game.
Well, we talked earlier about how Jimmy Leyritz made a mistake and got caught in no man's land. Obviously, Knobloch knew exactly what he was doing. The minute you're in a situation like that with less than 2 outs at third base, the first thing you always do is go back to the base on anything hit to the outfield, and then you can quickly change your direction if you know the ball's going to fall.
Knobloch has scored 3 runs tonight. He's 3 for 4 and has scored 3 of the Yankees' 7 runs. So now 2 outs. Jeter remained on second, and Barkley will intentionally walk Bernie Williams with first base open, and the lefty Darryl Strawberry waiting on deck.
Well, this is a good move if you're talking about strategy relative to matchups, left against left, right against right, and so on. But I don't know. I always worried about turning on a real good hitter, walking a good hitter. Now, Bernie Williams, of course, is an excellent hitter, better hitter right-handed and left-handed even. But Darryl Strawberry, when he gets locked in, I know he can look bad against a left-hander, but you make a mistake and he's liable to hit one in the upper deck. So many times when I was a young manager with Cleveland coming in playing the Yankees, those were the Yankee teams of the 80s, I would walk Munson to try to strike out Reggie Jackson because he had more holes. Well, that obviously didn't work too much. Reggie's in the Hall of Fame now. But
remember, Strawberry was the first batter Barkley faced. He walked back to the 7th inning. So Strawberry will get another chance. With 2 men on, Strawberry homered back in the 3rd inning. His team leading 8th of the year. Ground ball to the right side. Vaughn knocks it down, and it's off the glove of Barkley. Here comes Jeter. Williams moves over to 3rd. Strawberry out at 2nd. So the Red Sox problems in the field continue.
well, Mo Vaughn is an outstanding hitter, but he has some trouble defensively. He is either led or tied for the league lead in errors at first base for the last 5 years. And he takes his time on this ball. This is a rocket. This ball is hit hard, and he drops the ball. But watch how he takes his time. You can't take your time on that. See, and then you got the pitcher coming over, and if you just take your time too much, the timing is off for the pitcher. He gets to the base too soon, and this is what happened here. The throw is off just a little bit, and Barkley is already almost past the base. That's a tough play for that young pitcher. Now the throw's off a little bit, and you've got to lead the pitcher, but in this situation, he just got to the base. The timing was off, and he's on the dead run, and then the throw is a little bit off.
And Jimmy Williams has seen enough of Brian Barkley, with the Yankees leading 8-3 in the 8th. Leading at 8-3 next week on Baseball Thursday here on Fox Sports Net. Mark McGuire and the Cardinals take on the Dodgers. Some of you will see the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net. Fourth pitcher of the game for the Red Sox, Rich Garces, will make his 11th appearance of the season.
Well, I mentioned that the Red Sox pen has been pretty effective. Garces has been effective. Fewer hits in innings pitched. The only problem is a little too many walks. That's a problem that you have. You're in trouble if you're walking a lot of people.
Chad Curtis batting for the first time, came out as a defensive replacement for Tim Raines. Curtis batting .274 with 5 home runs. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. 2 runs in here in the 8th. Red Sox have committed 2 errors. Will Vaughn here in the 8th inning committing his 4th error of the season. 2 errors, 1 wild pitch, 1 pass ball. All leading to Yankee runs.
Well, the Yankees take advantage of everything. A club that's winning does that, and anytime that they're given a gift, they take advantage of it. The club that's struggling, you can almost try to give them a game and they can't take advantage of it. Well, the Yankees have not done that this year.
Strike called, 3-1.
I watched Rich Garces early in the year. His mechanics were all messed up. He's got it together now. He has a tendency to spin over toward first base. He's a big burly guy to begin with. Unless he stays over the rubber, that heavy middle that he has will pull him off from the plate.
And he walks Curtis. So both Barkley and Garces walk the first batters they face. And the bases are full of Yankees. Ernie Williams at third. Darryl Strawberry on second. Chad Curtis on at first base. 2 runs in here in the 8th. And Jorge Posada, who homered earlier, he's 2 for 4 with the bases loaded. Posada this season with the bases loaded, 2 for 6 with 5 runs batted in. Strike called, 0-1.
I was mentioning earlier in the game how impressed I am with the way the Yankees go to the plate. They seem to have a game plan. They really know what they're doing at the plate. They don't go up there and take easy outs unless the ball's a triple pitch and they jump it, but they make the pitcher work.
0-2.
For an example, here's a young hitter in Posada. He's going up there and taking 2 pitches. Yes, he's in the hole 0-2, but he didn't go up there and swing at the pitcher's pitch. He was looking for something. Even though he's 0-2 now, he didn't go for a bad ball. Of course, now he's got to defend the area, but that's an experienced hitting club, and this is only a kid, so he's fit right in.
Ground ball to Vaughn, and this time he will step on first himself to retire the side, but the Yankees scored 2 more runs. We move to the 9th. Yankees up 8-3. Veritek, Lewis, and Valentin for the Red Sox in the 9th. 8-3 lead for the New York Yankees as they look to win for the 5th time in the last 6 games. Coming up immediately following the Yankees and the Red Sox, Fox Sports News. Trade rumors around Major League Baseball involving Randy Johnson and the Dodgers. Game 3 NHL Eastern Conference Finals. The Capitals in Buffalo. And a preview of the Indiana Pacers and the Chicago Bulls. Bulls took a 3-2 win last night. A Game 6 preview coming up on Fox Sports News. The executive producers of Fox Sports Net are Arthur Smith and Bill Borson. The coordinating producer for Baseball Thursday is Larry Myers. Terrific job by our entire crew. Producer Tom Hewitt, director Jeff Mitchell, and the head of field operations is Andrea Jenkins. Mike Stanton will try and close out the Red Sox here in the 9th. First of a 4-game set. Jason Veritek will lead it off. A happy Yankee boss. A victory tonight, and the Yankees would up their record to 36-11. George Steinbrenner was up in Boston over the weekend, enjoying the Yankees series win. They took 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. In the 4 games, the Yankees have scored 38 runs. 4 in the loss on Friday. 5-4 loss to the Sox as Veritek fouls it off. And the Yankee victory Saturday and Sunday, 12-3, 14-4. And they've scored 8 more runs here tonight. Yankee runs tonight, 3 of them coming on base hits. They scored 1 run on the double by O'Neill, 2 runs on homers, a sacrifice fly. They scored the other 4 runs, 2 on an error, 1 on a wild pitch, 1 on a pass ball. And Veritek hits this one to deep center. Williams on the run. He's got it on the warning track. 1 away. And our Desidex play of the game here tonight. Bottom 3 with the Yankees up 2-0. Darryl Strawberry takes Tim Wakefield deep, his 3rd career home run against Wakefield in 19 at-bats. That gave the Yankees a 3-0 lead. And they now lead it 8-3.
You Now I was looking at George Steinbrenner, and you can see the home runs tonight. These two clubs are known for this in their history. George Steinbrenner, you know, takes a lot of heat about his being very much in the middle of all the things that happen with these Yankees. There's not a player on that field wants to win more than that guy. I worked for him for 10 years, and that's one of the impressive things, how much he wants to win.
Well, barring a huge comeback by the Red Sox, as Knobloch makes the catch to retire Lewis, Yankees will make it 17-3 here at home this year. 23 World Series victories, including 1996, 34 league pennants, 39 Hall of Famers. And they open Yankee Stadium on April 18th, 1923 against the Red Sox. And tonight, as we take a look at the former Red Sox and Yankee, Babe Ruth, this will be victory number 999 by the Yankees against the Sox. Valentin 0 for 4. 42,182 on hand. David Wells will up his record to 7-1, his 7th consecutive victory. Strike called 0-2. Tim Wakefield's 6-game win streak will come to an end, and the fans, Jeff, on their feet.
This was the first place I've ever seen the fans stand when a hitter had 2 strikes on him. They used to do it with Ron Guidry all the time. First place I ever saw him do that consistently.
Grounded foul down the third base line.
This was a very interesting rivalry. I was here in the Yankee pinstripes for 10 years, and I didn't know what it was like. I was always involved with the Dodger-Giant rivalry, which is just special also. This one's neat.
One ball, 2 strikes. Yankees have scored 62 runs in their last 6 games. They will make it 3-1 against the Red Sox this season. David Cohn and Derek Lowe tomorrow. The 1-2 and a base hit into left field. First of the evening for Valentin. So a 2-out single. 13th hit of the game by the Red Sox. They've out-hit the Yankees 13-11. But the Yankees opportunistic. They've taken advantage of Red Sox mistakes.
Well, that's the way the Yankees play, and bringing Chuck Knobloch into this ball club and Scott Brocious, you added more defense, you added more speed, you added guys that could do a lot of different things. This Yankee ball club is really deep in veteran players who know how to play.
Garcia Power, ground ball to Knobloch. Thought about tossing it to Jeter, who wasn't there. Instead, goes to his left to Swain, and that does it. Yankees 8 and the Red Sox 3. Boston loses their 5th consecutive game. Strawberry and Posada with Yankee home runs. So for Jeff Torborg and our entire Fox Sports Net crew, Kenny Albert saying so long from Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees have won the opener 8-3 this Saturday night. FX Baseball Saturday night. The Cardinals and the Padres coming up this Saturday night. And join us on Thursday for another edition of Baseball Thursday. The Cardinals and the Dodgers. Some of you will see the Diamondbacks and the Rockies.